Well, hey everybody. It's 8:45 in the morning, the day after the election. First, I want to say congratulations to President Barack Obama and to Governor Romney for the race that they ran. Notice I said for the race that they ran. I can't say it was a clean race on any side. I felt honestly that it was a very, very nasty campaign on both sides. I'm not going to say, well, my party didn't do this and my party didn't partake in that, because I would be lying. You know, I've been reading, one of the things I made a point of doing was not really participating in the next few days of all the nasty posts that were coming up on Facebook and Twitter, places like that in social media, because I figure, as grown people, we are better than that. All that silly mudslinging and, accusing people of stuff, what's that going to do for our country? Absolutely nothing. If you want to know the truth, like I told many people, regardless of who won the chair, it wouldn't change my situation in my life, honestly. Regardless of people saying, oh, Trina, don't be such a, don't be so negative. But I tell you, when the first term came, when President Barack Obama was running for office, my husband worked for a company that, unfortunately, the gentleman that runs the company made it clear to his employees, if you vote for that candidate, there's going to be some changes here. Kind of, threatening people that if you don't vote for the person I'm voting for, you won't have a job. So guess what? A few years after the election, my husband lost his job. I honestly, he would deny it. And I'm not calling the company out. You know why? Because that would be free advertising, and I refuse to give them the business. But I spoke to a lot of people who are also members of that party, and when they heard that, they were ultimately disgusted. I have a lot of friends who are GOPs. I have a lot of independent friends, and I have a lot of Democratic friends. And across the board, they were disgusted by that because that's not what politics is about. Politics is not about threatening people and bullying people to believe in what you believe. It's not about threatening people into believing your religious state. Okay, because honestly, if it was about my religion, it wouldn't be about the politics. Because it just wouldn't. I respect people of all parties. And just so you know, even though I register as a Democrat, I vote for other parties because I vote for policy. I don't vote for the individual because they're a member of my party. Because I'll be honest, there's some people who are members of my own party that I wouldn't brag about them being like-minded like myself. In fact, they're quite ignorant. And then I have some great GOP friends that I could chat with, have a drink with, invite over to dinner, and we could just chat about anything. It's not always about what our party stands for, it's about what we stand for as human beings. So I gotta say, this election truly disgusted me to the point of disenfranchised. And I have a son who just recently was able to vote for the first time. And I had to sit with him and go over why should he vote for either. Good question. Because regardless of what people think when they look at us, we don't vote based on color of skin. We don't vote based on what he believes in as far as his religious beliefs. We vote because he wants the country to succeed. Isn't that what this is all about? But instead, this election turned into borderline the Civil War, and our parties are divided. And you can't blame an individual for that. It's an entire party that needs to stand by that. Something else. And I have a few Democratic friends that disagree with me on this, but I'm going to be real about it. Watching the Republican convention and the Democratic convention, there was a real difference. The main difference that I noticed as a person watching both, I felt that the Republican Party disrespected members of their own party. Okay, now I am not a George Bush fan. Anybody from both parties will know that. But as a citizen who served this country for 2 terms, I felt it disrespectful for them to not invite him to the Republican National Convention. Totally disrespectful. Same thing goes for John McCain. He ran for office. He didn't win. But he fought for our country to the point of almost dying for this country. And for him not to be invited to the Republican National Convention, I thought that was disrespectful too. Now I have some Democratic friends who are like, oh, who cares? You know what? As a person watching and having to show my sons what integrity is, I care. Because that was rude. It's about us together working together. It's about them as a party working together. Bill Clinton was no angel, and I was a diehard Bill Clinton fan. But you know what? We made sure that he was there, or they made sure he was there, because I couldn't afford to get him there, but they made sure he was there. You know what I'm saying? So it's about, if you're going to be a party of a cause, stand by it. That being said, again, congratulations to the two gentlemen. I'm glad it's over, honestly. Now we as a nation need to pull it together to get our finances in order and help these families. We have people up north who are struggling right now. So I think instead of licking our wounds, we need to start directing our energy into helping some of these people within your community up in the Northeast. Because I have a lot of friends who, some of them don't have power. I have family members that are talking about coworkers that can't even get out of their areas because it's devastated. So less about yourselves now. Less about bullying each other in your own parties. And for those of you who feel the need to educate me about why certain people were of certain parties, I think you need to do your research a little bit. Don't try to school me, because one thing I come from is a family of educators, and I choose to read information. So that being said, love to you all. We'll chat later. Peace.